guys, before I continue with the video, I wanted to come and just talk to you about why I felt it was so important to find affordable accommodations for my travel throughout Europe. A lot of times when I was doing research, people were staying in super expensive places. These places in particular, Mykonos and Santorini, are really expensive. I mean, everything's expensive, especially in the touristy areas, which it seems like it's really these countries in this area, in these particular areas, not the country, but in this particular area, they're touristy. So the food's expensive, the restaurants are expensive, everything's really expensive. And it's not that we couldn't afford to stay in a super expensive hotel. Just because you have the money definitely doesn't mean you need to spend money. Me and my best friend were just talking about that. You know, there's no need to try to, you know, spend every dime or try to keep up with the Joneses. Sometimes you need to find more economical ways to travel. And so that's why I'm bringing this particular aspect to my channel, so that you can, you know, go to Greece if you want to go to Greece, and you can find more affordable places to stay, not cheap, because there's no place that I went to that I think you can find really super cheap accommodations unless you choose to stay in like a hostel. And even hostels in Santorini and Mykonos are not super cheap. So I mean, you want to stay in a safe place, in a clean place, you know, common sense stuff. So I wanted to bring you a hotel that was absolutely fabulous. The owner of the hotel, his name is George. He was so kind. He picked us up from the airport. And overall, I can say the hotel was very basic, and, you know, it didn't come with a lot of frills, but it was a very hospitable experience. The owner, like I said, he was amazing. The hotel was clean, and whatever issues we did have were handled very quickly. And I just appreciate that so much. So this is like a boutique hotel, and it costs anywhere from, I want to say, about $160 to maybe $300 to stay in this hotel a night. And that is very inexpensive for Mykonos. And so this is why I'm showing you this hotel as an option. Things I didn't like. I didn't like that there was some hardening around the shower head. I think it's like, I don't know, I think my husband has said it was like mineral deposits, and you know how it causes it to change color. I didn't like that. It's not dirt. The hotel was spotless, but I didn't like that mineral buildup around the shower head. I just like my shower heads to look clean, and that kind of disturbed me, but you know, it's not a deal breaker. And for me, when I check into hotels, I'm always making sure the bedding is really clean. I don't like stains on my sheets or on my comforters. And so I did see a little stain on one of the sheets, but they changed it really quickly, and it wasn't a big deal after that. Room is really basic, nothing fancy. There was a window that had a great view, and for the time that we stayed there, it met our needs. And so, like I said, while we could have stayed in a more expensive accommodation, we chose to travel more economically because of the fact that we were going to be traveling to multiple countries, and we traveled for about 3 weeks, which is a long time to travel, and it costs a lot of money to travel that long when you're paying for yourself and you're footing the bill. So I just wanted to come and show you the hotel. I also wanted to show you the bus system in Mykonos, so I will talk about that next. The buses were fairly clean. The drivers were okay. Keep in mind, these are steep roads with curves and hills, and sometimes I was like, oh my goodness, clutching my purse and like, oh, I hope I don't want to go home today, Lord. I want to go and meet you one day, but not today. And I did feel like that sometimes, but overall, I would say the bus was a great way to get around. I think the bus schedule is like from 6 a.m. and I think maybe the last bus left around 10 p.m. but I'm not quite sure, but it's something around that. At first they come like every hour in the morning, and then they start coming every half an hour, because Mykonos is a place that's really only thriving in the summer. I don't know really why anybody would want to go to Greece in the winter. it's cold, the wind is blowing. I talked to a couple people and nothing's open. You know, it's really a place that only operates in the summer. So the only time we took a cab was when we went to our anniversary dinner, and we took a cab then. But every other time we used the bus, which everyone uses. So it's not like, you know how in some places, in some large cities, the bus system and train system is kind of undesirable. It's not like that. Everyone pretty much uses the bus there, you know, your normal tourists. So I think that's a really good option. It's super cheap. I think it's only like, I don't know, 150 euros. It's very inexpensive, and there aren't a lot of cabs on the island. There aren't a lot of cabs in Mykonos or Santorini because that's just not how people get around. And keep in mind that really these places are only thriving during the summer. So there aren't a ton of cabs anyway, but you can use cabs. Cabs are available. Cabs are just really super expensive, anywhere from 20 to 30 euros. The euro is very close to the dollar, so it's only like a little bit of a difference, and that's really crazy to take a cab one way. So we did utilize public transportation. So I just wanted to add that in just to give you a little information. I will leave a link to Mykonos bus website if I can find it, so that you can look at the schedule for yourself, because I can't remember if they ran from 6 to 10 p.m. or if it was from 6 to like 12 p.m. Not really sure. But if I can find a link to the website, I will link it below. All right, guys. So I will see you in my next video. I'm so happy to be back. I'm in America right now, visiting my family, and I just plan to really be releasing lots of YouTube videos about different things. You know, my channel is really lifestyle with a fashion emphasis. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Keep up with me on Instagram. Bye.